Good morning, everybody. Courtney here. I'm joined by Steve Parisi, President and CEO of IBC Global. Steve, how are you today?
Good, Mike. How you doing this morning?
Good. Great to see you.
Likewise.
We wanted to talk today about something that is unfortunately very near and dear to both of our hearts. That is ongoing policy service and maintaining those client relationships that you work so hard for up front and are so critical to ongoing referrals and good relationships and making sure reputation remains strong out on the street. I've always found in our business that the ongoing servicing gets overlooked, but really can be a big time suck in our world.
Yeah, big time. No, I mean, that's a critical part of the business in general, but a critical part of our business where everyone we work with, I mean, we do set the expectation up front that when you work with us, if we don't hear from you, you're going to hear from us every 6 months, whether it's for review calls, review meetings, our client relations department sending out an overview on your policy. And we've got some other things embedded as well. But yeah, service, that's the key, especially when you're dealing with products and strategies that are not commonly known and advertised on a regular basis. You've got to always have the reminders and refreshers there.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's where I know you've got this significant database of short and, maybe longer videos that
Mhm.
describe a variety of the stuff that you work on inside of cash value life insurance and protection products. So those can be reminders for your clients. What about, folks coming back and looking for other products or services or looking to add to their plan? How do you, because between yourself and your group, you guys aren't investment advisors.
Yeah.
You're not managing money. You're really focused on protection products. You're laser focused on cash value life insurance and how to use that cash value and utilize that product best. So a lot of your clients are high net worth, fairly sophisticated. They come back to you after a couple of years and you're doing a review about the policy, but you're really taking a look at the whole picture, right?
hmm Yeah, stuff definitely does come up. So, I mean, as you mentioned, our niche and laser focus is whole life insurance, maximizing the cash value of a life insurance policy, the death benefit planning, how to optimize the policy overall, performance wise, flexibility, all that good stuff. But other things do come up. I mean, you know this with a life insurance policy, when you go through underwriting, the policyholder, the applicant has to disclose their financials, right? So we do get the whole picture of everything going on. Now, we're not wealth advisors. We don't do any money management. That's crossed my mind several times over the years, but we don't. Same thing with other planning that comes up. If it's disability insurance, if it's long-term care, if it's annuities, whatever it might be, those things come up. But how I view it, annuities we do here and there, but I'm not an expert by any means. And long-term care, disability insurance, I would, and our company would be doing a disservice to someone if we tried to go in and pretend that we're the expert like we are with life insurance, because we're not. And that's not what we're trying to do. What I would do in a case like that, as that need comes up, or if someone says, hey, I'm interested in this, is refer them to someone like you that can actually provide a service, an overview, and set the product up properly after showing all the options, different strategies, long-term care, disability, whatever it might be. That would be much better. That's what I would want. If I was the client, I wouldn't want someone to try and sell me a product just thinking that, or I don't want to use the word pretending they're the expert. Well, it's not their level of expertise or their area of expertise, and they're trying to sell me that. I'm like, no. Like we've got the niche focus in life insurance. We'll focus on that. As other things come up, yeah, we can answer questions around it. I can give them my 2 cents as I've dug into the products before, but for the actual implementation, I'd much rather refer it out.
Right.
Yeah.
So if I'm an agent working under your umbrella, with regards to ongoing servicing, with regards to ongoing follow-up. I'm going to have access to your platform.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of that, I'm assuming, is going to be somewhat automated as far as client touch and staying in front of them, as you said, on a 6-month basis to make sure that, that kind of stuff doesn't slip through the cracks, and we have an opportunity to address any questions or concerns going forward.
Correct. Yeah, our reviews, typically the first thing we go over is their actual policy. Have they been funding it at the level they anticipated? Is it performing? Dividends decline or increase, whatever? How's the actual performance look? In setting expectations up, as we mentioned earlier, the review calls, our client relations department, for example, what they do every 6 months. If you're our client, Mike, we'd send you an audit of your existing policy, present cash value, loan balance, loan interest. Should you pay the loan interest? Probably an in-force illustration if you're beyond the first year, and then an offer for a Zoom meeting, conference call with your primary agent to go over everything as a refresher. In addition to that, we also set up a user package, which everyone that purchases a policy through us, once it's implemented, they receive their own personal account. And these are just short videos. None of these are on YouTube or in that database. That just goes through refreshers. If it's a policy with a certain company, explaining bullet points, the direct recognition treatment, loans, what it looks like if you borrow, repay. This way, you don't always have to call up and ask us. If you say, can I just get the information somewhere, man? It's all there. So that's all on the life insurance side. But during those reviews, hey, I've got this bucket of money, or hey, my dad was in a nursing home. I'm a little bit concerned about that in the future if it happens to me. Those conversations come up. So if it's one of our agents or me, I'm going to immediately refer to a specialist like, yeah, that is something we can help you with. However, we work with other experts that focus on long-term care or disability insurance to the degree that we focus on life insurance. They'll be able to provide several more options, take you through a very similar process that we took you through with the life insurance product, and then you'll be set up properly if you decide to move forward with them.
Yeah, I think that's smart, Stephen. It's nice because I would say from a client perspective, if I'm a client of IPC, I know that you guys have aligned yourselves with best in class across the board. So instead of just inserting yourself into a situation just because you have access to a certain line of products, to bring in, someone who is more of a specialized qualified expert. I think that really says a lot. So that's good to hear. And from an agent's perspective, I know that that those couple of years after the sale can really be challenging. I mean, you can really spend time re-explaining, re-illustrating, and the fact that you have all these tools at your disposal for your agents to use, I think is a really valuable chip for you when you're recruiting new agents. How's your recruiting going today, as of today?
Yeah, it's going. Had someone recently. They're coming on board actually through your contacts. Was a good fit. Yeah, in all angles. We need about 7 more of him
Okay.
to help with the workflow right now. But hey, we'll start one at a time. Yeah, I mean, the tools helps any agent as they come on board where they can hit the ground running. Yeah, they're going to have to learn so they can speak intelligently on the phone. But the tools do help, especially, the biggest, I don't want to say problem, the biggest issue that comes up a lot of times is exactly what you just mentioned. I buy a policy through you. 3 years go by. We have the reviews and such, but hey, I've got additional questions because I forgot how it worked, or I'm a little rusty on it because I've got a different job. Like I'm not in life insurance like you if I'm your client. So what we've done there, like how I view it, is how do you solve that problem and always keep the client as educated as possible, because it's their money you're dealing with. They want to understand it, and we want to make sure they understand it to the fullest degree. So we've created, the user package I mentioned, which is everything that you would go over in a refresher phone call. Hey, how's the loan interest work? Right? If you take two companies, like Mass Mutual bills loan interest in a normal way, I'll call it. Just it accrues as time passes. Guardian bills it up front. Now it still functions in the same way, but if you're a client and you take a loan and you get this loan interest billed up front, you're like, what's going on here? And it can create a little bit of panic. It's no concern at all, but you see it on your statement. So short videos explaining here's exactly how it works. Yes, they bill it up front, but if you pay it off early, you get a refund of the difference. Important points like that to kind of say, oh, okay, now that's fine. And now everyone's calm and happy, which we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So look, if you're listening to this, Steve is looking for insurance professionals who want to work hard and make a lot of money and have some fun. Is that valid, Steve?
Right on, Mike.
So if that fits the bill, and I will tell you that Steve's got a tremendous platform, is a fantastic sales manager, and can really provide a lot of business and give you, maybe a shot in the arm that you were looking for. If you're looking for something like that, want to learn more about what Steve does, or want to learn more about, how we work together, feel free to reach out to either myself or Steve, and we'll be happy to connect you. And I hope everyone has a great day.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.